McMeany, ProfitCopilot.com, and in this video, you are going to learn how to get traffic from Twitter. So Twitter gets over 6 billion page views every month. It's the 4th most popular website on the internet. So it makes sense to have a Twitter marketing strategy, but getting traffic from Twitter can be really hard because, well, knowing how to get the right hashtags, figuring that out is crucial to success, and it's not immediately obvious. So this Twitter marketing strategy is going to help you to tap into the power of hashtags so you can grow your audience and get targeted visitors to your website. So I'm going to share with you 5 free essential tools, plus I'm going to give you a list of the most popular hashtags that have been proven to get the most likes. Now you see, using the right hashtags can increase your chance of being shared and retweeted by 33%. At least that's according to Hubspot. So take a look at this. This is a list of the most popular tags, hashtags on Twitter. So Hubspot have compiled a lot of data about this. I will link to this in the description so you can access it too. But the key points for me are keywords like crypto, photography, cryptocurrency, pets, friends, funny, contest, giveaway, Tuesday motivation. I think that's a very powerful hashtag. Monday motivation and travel Tuesday. So these are the most popular hashtags, but if we go down here, we can find, where is it? The best hashtags to get replies. So we have a list here of things like giveaway, contest, win, competition, many of the ones that we've already looked at. But interestingly, we have things like thankful, we have Thursday thoughts. Now these are really good hashtags that practically anybody can introduce into their marketing strategy, but bear in mind that the hashtags you use have to be relevant to the content you're sharing. Otherwise, it becomes spammy. So I'll link to this in the description, but to really uncover hashtags, we have to do a little bit of research, but it is worth the effort. So we start with Twitter itself. So on the left-hand side, we have this section. If we go to the Explore section, now we're going to get some tabs across here. So we have For You. So we might want to start here, see what type of content is being shared, if it's relevant to you. Now, I think Twitter does a pretty good job of that because here we can see that it's sharing things to do with marketing. It's also sharing crypto stuff. I'm not really into the crypto thing myself, but Twitter seems to think I am. And then we also have advertising. So it's doing an okay job for me. So what we could do here is have a look at the hashtags that are being used. We can also dive into these conversations so we can start networking with people. We can deliver value to the people here and then ultimately get more traffic to our stuff as our name and our account, our profile gets more widely known and people interact with it. So we have that tab, the For You tab, but we also have trending. So if we take a look at what is trending on Twitter right now, we might find something that is relevant to your niche, in which case we can kind of jump on the bandwagon, if you like. So we can kind of hijack those hashtags and get some of that traffic as well. I'll speak about jumping on the bandwagon in a couple of minutes. I know that term sometimes gets a bad rap, jumping on the bandwagon, but when it comes to marketing, it can really assist us. I'll explain what I mean in a second. So while we're still on Twitter, let's go to this search bar. Now, the important thing that we need to do is search for the hashtags that we're thinking about using. The reason why we do this is to make sure that they're actually being used. So for example, if I wanted to use content marketing in my Twitter marketing campaign, in my tweets, I would put that in and then check what type of posts are being used. So there we can see that, yeah, it's on point. If I use a similar tag or this exact tag rather, if I use this tag, then I can be pretty sure it's going to reach the right people if it's not too competitive. We're going to take a look into finding the sweet spot, because it's all about balance here. If we target hashtags that are mega popular, that everyone is going for, well, our tweets are just going to get lost in all that noise and we won't get the website traffic. But if we target ones in the right sweet spot where there is enough activity to make it worth our while, but less competition to make it easier, then we can be almost guaranteed that we will get traffic. Another important point here is when you're using hashtags, make sure that you add capitals. This is to avoid any embarrassment, because a few years ago, well, Susan Boyle did Susan album party, and that is the hashtag. But if we remove the capitals, then it can imply something else entirely. So for that reason, use capital letters to avoid any potential embarrassment. Okay, so let's go check out the next resource. This is called trendsmap.com. So this is a paid tool, but they do have a free version available. So if we go to the map, this is going to help you to uncover hashtag ideas, because we can zoom around the world and see what the most popular hashtags are in which area over the last 7 days. Now, if you want to change this, it is going to ask you to upgrade. That's okay. So we've got a few filters here. Again, that's an upgrade version, but using this data that it gives us is incredibly useful. So if I were to zoom in on my region to find out what people around me, what the local traffic is currently discussing, people in my local area, well, it seems like Everton and the hashtag at Everton is important. So if I click on that, it's going to show me the trend over time. So it's got 18,000 tweets in the last day. And then if we scroll through here, it's going to show you an example of some of those tweets. Now, if I wanted to jump on that bandwagon, if it was relevant to my business, to my niche, then I should be able to do it. Even though it's a massively popular hashtag at the moment, there is a chance that I can siphon some of that interest back to my website. However, this is not a good long-term strategy. So let's move on to the next one. This is called Writetag.com. This is going to help you to uncover hashtag ideas. So this website is really easy to use. Go to the search bar at the top and type in your hashtag idea. So we need to give it a seed keyword. So I might go content marketing. Let's see what it brings back. So here is a list of hashtags that it believes will be relevant to this hashtag. So the key metrics you want to pay attention to here are the unique tweets per hour. So we can see that content marketing gets 67 unique tweets per hour versus marketing, which gets almost 600. So if we were to target marketing, well, the competition is just going to be so fierce, it might be very difficult. However, if we take a look at the retweets per hour, it's going to tell us that content marketing gets 8, while marketing gets over 100. Now, the hashtag exposure per hour gets over 1 million views for content marketing. For just marketing, it gets more than 4 times the amount. So really, you want to spend a bit of time here. Almost think of this as a kind of keyword research tool. So it's going to help you to find that sweet spot. But we're not done yet. We need to continue with this, because this really is just the beginning. So we can make a list of keyword ideas. So this one, content strategy, could be a really good one to target, because there's only 4 competing tweets per hour. There's no retweets, so people might not necessarily retweet our content. So we have to bear that in mind. But we can reach almost 100,000 people with that hashtag. So that's going to help give you some extra ideas on the right hashtags to start using. But we need to take a deeper dive as well, because ideally we want to build a list of hashtags that we will use on a regular basis. Now, it's a good idea to sprinkle in some new ones every now and then, so every post has got different hashtags, but there are going to be ones that we keep coming back to that tend to work for us. So we really need to do our research to make sure that we're targeting the right ones. So a website called socialbearing.com is going to help us to achieve that. So under the tweets section, put in a hashtag. Let's go with content marketing and search. Let's see what it brings back. So here it's brought back even more data. So we can take a deeper dive into this. We can have a look at the number of tweets using that, the time frame used, the reach, the number of impressions, the total retweets, and the total faves, and the number of replies. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this tool is really because of the tweet's sentiment. Sentiment is going to help you make a prediction on how well your content or your hashtags associated with that content is going to perform. So we can see that 51% of the sentiment is neutral, but it's not bad. So only 3% is bad. If it was flipped around, so if we had 50% bad, we would want to avoid that because the sentiment isn't going to do us any favors. Ideally, we want to see great sentiment, but those hashtags, might be difficult to target. Anyway, it's also going to show you tweets by type, tweets by source, tweets by language, top shared domains. That's very useful information to have. And then the tweets over time. So if we look over the course of an hour maybe, we can see that in the last few minutes it's peaked a little bit. So this might tell us the best time to tweet. So if we can also have a look at hashtag cloud to get more ideas. We can see that the hashtag WordPress is also being used in conjunction with content marketing. So is digital marketing, marketing on its own there, lead generation, marketing digital, SEO, social media marketing, and then we have the word cloud. So we can see that the word content is obviously going to be the biggest, but we've also got additional words that we can use. So things like need, earn, repurpose, guide, brand, posting, connect, loads of ideas. In addition to that, we can also see tweets by country. Take a look at this. I'm going to predict it's mostly USA. There we go. So USA and Canada tend to dominate this hashtag. So we get an idea of the type of traffic that it's attracting, or certainly the geolocation of that traffic. But we've also got activity in India as well, and in Brazil, and some activity in the UK and France. Okay. And if we scroll down further, we're going to see actual tweets that contain that hashtag. So we can see how well they are performing. So we can see that this tweet was published 9 or 10 minutes ago. It's got 1 retweet. It has reached 7,000 people, almost 8,000 accounts. Wouldn't it be great if we could dive into some of these tweets and start a conversation, start sharing resources, start networking, getting our name out there? Let me show you how to do that, because here we can sort tweets by, so we can go retweets high to low, low to high, favorites, engagement, followers, reach, retweets per minute, and sentiment. So you've got loads of options there, so play around with these. So let's say we want to dive into a conversation that has lots of retweets. So now we can restructure the data, and there we have a tweet that was published 16 hours ago. It mentions our hashtag, and there is a discussion happening. So we know that there is engagement there. People are jumping on board in this conversation, and we can take part in that too. So it's looking pretty good so far, but over here on the the left-hand side, we have these filter tweets. We can change how this data is displayed. So for example, if we just want to see the retweets, we can apply that. If we just want to see plain tweets, we can apply that too. Or if we just want to find videos, maybe we just want to see tweets that contain links. Now, why would we want to do that? Because chances are, if these tweets that contain links are linking to content about content marketing, and we create content about content marketing, chances are those accounts might want to share our content too. Now, a good conversation starter for you might be to go to this filter section here and then change it to engagements high to low. Switch that. Now we should have tweets that contain links that have high engagement. Now that allows us to start a conversation. We can approach these people and say, I know that you shared such a post on such a date and it did very well for you. I've got a similar piece of content. It actually improves on what's already been published. I believe that this is going to be of benefit to your audience too. And also we can look at the sentiment. So if we just want to see tweets that have a great sentiment, there we go. So we know what type of content people respond positively to. Also, we have languages, and then we can change the number of retweets. So let's say one of these tweets is getting too much activity, or we're getting results where there is too much competition actually within the conversations themselves. Well, what we can do is reduce the engagement, we can reduce the number of retweets, and we can bring it down to a more acceptable level. Not only that, this tool is amazing because it gives us all contributors. These are the best contributors for your chosen hashtag. So there we can see that this chap is probably worth reaching out to. It could be someone worth connecting with. So go through this list. Basically, it's going to give you influencers that you can network with. A list of people in your niche or for your chosen hashtag that you should be reaching out to and networking with. And a list of the top words included in and around this chosen hashtag. It's going to give you a list of more hashtag suggestions to use as well, so you can take a deep dive into those. It's going to give you the top mentions, top domains, top URLs, loads of data that you can use as part of your Twitter marketing strategy. So that's socialbearing.com. Let's go to the next one. This is called HashtagiMe. So let's type in content marketing and get even more data. So here we're going to see the popularity score out of 100, the recent popularity, the monthly trend, the weekly trend, and we can access full analysis as well if we want to. So here we can see the activity and the popularity over time and a projection of where this platform predicts the hashtag will go in terms of popularity. We've also got related hashtags as well, and we can structure that by popularity. So we can see that business is more popular than marketing. That's very interesting data to have. So we can use that to our advantage. Here we have influencers. So this again is a different list than what we've seen previously. So that's HashtagiMe. Really good for a quick overview of your keywords. And then once we have a list of our hashtags that we're pretty sure we're going to use, we need to go to this website called tagdef.com. And now we need to double check that the hashtags we think are relevant are actually relevant, because if they're not relevant, then we're kind of screwed. So we need to make sure that the hashtags we use will get the right audience. So we can do this by using tagdef.com. Type in your hashtag, have a search for it, and it's going to tell you the top voted definition. So content marketing is a marketing technique of creating and distributing relevant and valuable content. So there we know that the hashtag is actually what we think it is. Now, why do we need to take this step? Well, Twitter uses hashtags that might appear to be about one thing when they're actually about another. So you have to validate your hashtags in that way as well. But the really important thing with this is you have to be consistent, because when you are consistent, you can achieve amazing results. Like Matt, he's made over $2 million thanks to my traffic methods. So if you want to know the secret and you are serious about building a profitable and popular internet business, then of course you need web traffic, because traffic equals money. So I will give you the traffic methods that I never share on YouTube or anywhere else for free when you go to profitcopilot.com/traffic, or click the link in the description, or hit the thumbnail on screen right now. And if you found today's tutorial useful, give it a thumbs up below, subscribe to the channel too, hit that little notification bell so you never miss an update from me, and I will hopefully see you again in a couple of days' time. Take care.